Hey everybody, Tom Selleck for the win, back with some 7 Days to Die. We're going to do something a little bit different here today. We're going to look at my under construction structure on the Reddit server. There is, I've referenced it I believe before on another part, but we have, I guess we don't have, a server exists run by the good moderator folks at the 7 Days to Die Reddit. I will put a link to that Reddit in the description below. But they put together a nice peer versus peer server where there's no murder. Well, theoretically there's no murder. Murder is an insta-ban. No stealing. Well, theoretically no stealing. Stealing is an insta-ban. Honestly, it's actually pretty clean. There's been very little drama. But anyhow, this is my first real foray into a public server, doing it in earnest anyway. And I decided that I would put myself on the map with what you can see is a big building. So the idea was to build it into a hillside, which I will try to go down without breaking my leg. Build it into a hillside, as I have done, and go really, really high. And everything is going swimmingly. I did scrap metal to go straight up and down. There's no real limit in terms of the weight for up and down, I've been given to understand. I'll find out if that's true. And then I'm using metal trussing. You can see it's a slightly different thing around the perimeter, around the top. Metal trussing, you can have large spans unsupported in between, which is why I went with that. I had this corner that is now missing all the metal trussing almost completely filled in last night as the first of 9 sections of flooring. And I'll be doggone if it didn't fall. The physics in this game are a little curious. Technically, you're supposed to be able to go 16 blocks on all sides of the metal trussing, and it should support it. I'm only going 11, and so I'm not sure why it collapsed, but it collapsed. So my next mission is going to be to get right in the center here. I'm going to build another support column in the middle of each of my 9 segments, and hopefully that will hold. I lost probably an hour's worth of crafting, mining, and building, at least. Maybe more like a couple hours, which is a little depressing. On the flip side, the fall was kind of fun. And one of the regulars here, a gent named Malice, was standing just outside as he had come to check things out. And he got to witness my spectacularly whatever death, so... I don't know. We'll show you how high up this is here. Let me, I gotta get this rebar frame down anyway, that I'm using as scaffolding. So here we go. Let's build an elevator. This isn't gonna be a real long episode. We're just gonna get you an idea what we got here. This is how we climb. Jump in place. Whoops. Ran out of rebar. Switch to scrap iron. Gotta be getting close to the top. Oh, too high. So, this is our height. You can see a very long way. It's almost night, so your view distance isn't quite as good as it might be if the sun was at high noon. But you can see a long ways. Is this practical? No, it's not practical. Will it work? Probably not. No, it'll probably collapse. But if it does, it's going to be pretty damn epic, and that's the whole point, right? You know, one of the funnest, the reasons I play this game, one of the reasons I find great pleasure in it is the creativity it lends. So, we'll, yeah, we're going to go really, really high. I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I get it all built. It's probably going to take another 30 or 40 hours of real life time, if I had to guess, which is ridiculous. Staying up till 3 in the morning trying to get it done. There is a server wipe at the end of February where we move to Alpha 11, so I need it done by then. Hopefully before then so I can actually use it. Although it's going to be really inconvenient to use. I'm going to have to build a ladder up these trussings, which is kind of a pain in the dick, but it is what it is. I've committed to it now. So you can see my little tree farm in the background, my storage, my forges are over there, and then I got just a little mini farm so I can get some food going. Because it's a PvP, peer versus, I can't talk, peer versus peer server, there's a, not a whole lot of animals running around. They seem to get hunted down, so I'm going to go more of the vegetarian route, I believe. So anyway, there we go. The eventual plan, like I said, is to get this all filled in with the floor, Then I'll put wood blocks on top of that and put a nice hardwood floor in. And we'll build up the walls a little bit. We'll have different sections, a little TV room. Maybe we'll put a farm up here, bring up some dirt, which probably will cause it to collapse. So, I don't know. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's all part of the adventure. We'll definitely do some more videos on this as I am going with it. Watching me build and watching me mine is not fun. Pretty much everything I'm doing right now is centered around making this work. So I don't think it makes for a compelling video, but I definitely plan on getting you guys some updates. I'm also going to do maybe some videos on some of the builds that are around here, just for the sake of showing you. This right here is called the Sanctuary. Somebody put this together simply for people to have a place. This is all farmland here. You can see the various buildings. They're going to have a library, they have an armory, they have a huge section of like 40 forges or some ridiculous amount. They're going to put in apartment buildings so you can have permanent residence. They're going to have like a tool sharing program. This is all walled in. The only entrance from the exterior is right here. You have to go through like 10 reinforced doors and close them behind you. Then actually, this is pretty funny. They dug down and spelled sanctuary using hardwood because it's bright red. I think it's hardwood, or redwood, whatever it is, with an arrow. So when you're on the map, you can see it. We got another guy I met here the other night who I traded, and I had 2 augers and I wanted a chainsaw. I made him a trade. He's got a cool little boathouse here, but none of these guys can hold a candle to Smash Dead, who built this behemoth. This doesn't do it justice. I can't even begin to tell you how spectacular this is. He invited me over the other day and was kind enough to give me a sniper rifle and the first auger before I happened to find one the very next day. He gave me 500 rounds for the sniper rifle, a bunch of gas, some food. Really nice guy. He and his wife built this, and it is fantastic. I'm actually want to talk to him and see if I can get him to let me in there just to kind of do a tour for an episode for you guys. To give you an idea of the scale of this, just kind of take it in how big that is looking at it. We're all the way zoomed out. Now look at mine. It's this big. Basically the arrow completely, it's like the size of the arrow. And that's his. It's just the square footage alone of the ground is probably 20 times what I have. And I don't know if you can tell, this isn't small. So imagine 20 of these, plus it's dug underground. He's got a jacuzzi. He had a tree growing in his living room. He cut holes through the, because it's underground, most of the living space. He cut holes through the ceiling so the tree could get enough sunlight, and it grew up through the hole. So it must have 500 candles in there or more. It's pretty cool. So I'll definitely try to get you guys some video of that at some point. But I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to keep working on this bad boy. We'll update you as we make a little progress. I don't know how soon that's going to be because I have other stuff going on like real life and whatnot. But we'll work on this in earnest, and we'll see if we can get you guys some better footage of exactly what I've got going on. So until the next episode, this has been Tom Selleck for the win. If you would take a moment to like the video, if you would take a moment to subscribe, I would sure appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.